Welcome back to the Sunny and Shay show here on BritAsia TV. This is our first talk show, and I have to say I'm enjoying it only because, not because me and Shay are hosting it, it's because we've got these amazing guests, and to add to this beautiful sofa, we're going to bring onto stage one of the most important artists that's taken over Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. He's got a massive following only because of how he expresses himself through art.
His name is Inkquisitive, and put your hands together. Inkquisitive, welcome to stage.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Have a seat, have a seat.
Hey, Shay.
The first question I have to ask, Ink, is you're probably the only artist that I know who can blend 3 shades of blue so beautifully well together.
4 actually, including the earrings.
Ah, 4 shades of blue together so beautifully well.
Yeah.
Ink, what's been your biggest inspiration? Because you have got hundreds of thousands of followers online. Your art has taken you across the world, but what's been your biggest inspiration?
Honestly, I get asked this question a lot. I think one of the biggest things for me is not having one single inspiration. I think life is inspiration in general. From like cracks on the pavement to birds flying. And I think that's why I'm consistent with my artwork, because I see everything as inspiration. And I like not having a limit to what I'm doing and the things I see as inspiration. So honestly, that answer is infinite. It's infinite for me. Okay. Yeah, there's not a specific thing.
Now, one of the things that attracted me to your Instagram onto your Twitter is your depictions of our gurus.
Yeah.
And your Guru Gobind Singh Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and also to Hanuman as well.
Yeah.
You know, and was it important for you to express yourself and, you know, sort of like almost do Janam Sakya, the new version of Janam Sakya through your art?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're kind of brought up with such a rich heritage and culture that is involved with imagination and, you know, so much like almost fantasy, it'll be kind of bad not to express yourself through that. And I think when I was growing up, my dad used to tell me all these stories, and I think it's been so inspiring for me to want to do something. I think, like I said, you know, when we're brought up to have such a rich heritage and culture, it'd be almost like a crime for me not to express that in my own way. And I see it as a challenge. And to be honest, much of the illustration I'm doing, the gurus, are based on dreams anyway. Everything I illustrate is mainly seen in my dreams, and, you know, I quickly write it down and then I portray it as I can.
Now, there's a lot of young followers who we see constantly touching base with you, and they all seem to do the same thing when they tell you that they love your work and that they think you're really cool, and that is the Inkquisitive selfie pose.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have you here on the show without working out the selfie pose.
It's the hashtag the ink pose.
So it's hashtag the ink pose.
Yeah, it's trending.
It is definitely trending.
What is it all about?
Do
you stand in front of the mirror and like constantly...
Honestly, that's the secret to get fans. Just pose. It's not about the artwork anymore.
Okay.
Do you want me to teach you?
Please.
Yes.
No, teach all of us.
You guys gonna join me?
You know,
You guys gonna join me, yeah?
Please join him. He's gonna show you. Say, Apache, it'll do wonders for your Instagram. Seriously.
Yeah.
It really will.
100,000 because of this one pose. Go for it. Go
Okay,
on.
so you got to stick your jaw out. There we go. The crucial thing is stick your jaw out. And
High
then you
or
got
low?
kind of level with the camera. So
Okay.
kind of like level. And then you got to squint your right eye just a touch, just a touch. There we go. And then just do something funky with your lips, like. And then there you go.
Okay.
That'll get me followers.
Don't do that in Jamaica.
Don't do that. See, that's uncomfortable for my face.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest with you. My face is getting spasms right now.
To be honest, you know what? I actually get asked that question a lot. People often ask me on Instagram, like, why do you make this face? You know, when I was young, I used to actually do experimentation with my face. Like, I used to draw myself doing random faces, and
Nice.
I used to see myself doing the wrinkles, and I used to shade them in myself. And then I got actual about doing that again and again. Now it's become a pose.
Okay, here's the thing. Now, you are the most colourful person on this sofa right now. Thank you for that, for a start. You know, and you should be sponsored by Crayon. I did say that at the beginning of the show.
I hope so.
And you know, at some point he should be sponsored by Crayon.
Yeah.
How important is colour in your life?
Oh, it's so important. I think colour is life in general. I think, you know, it's about emotions and moods as well. And a lot of my artwork is based on my emotions. You know, if I'm feeling a bit more happy-chappy, you know, I'd be using yellows and reds. If I'm feeling a bit cold, it'll be blue. Obviously, I'm not cold right now. It's nice warmth going on right now. But, yeah, honestly, colour is important for me. And I think colour brings the world together. I mean, with my artwork especially, I think it's something that can be spoken about, and it's eye-catching, and it just engages with the viewer.
Now, we were talking to Mandip about this earlier on. Apache told us how he had a family throughout his whole career, 25 years,
Yeah,
which is a
yeah.
fantastic achievement. Mandip is single, as far as we know.
Still works at a corner shop.
And still works at a corner
Yeah.
shop. She's a great catch. But tell us about you, Ink. Are you single or are you not? This is the big question.
Is it?
Yes,
When did that
it is.
question come out?
It's all over Twitter because a lot of people seem to always put you
Yeah, yeah.
together with one particular person.
I'm not too sure who that particular person is.
Okay.
So you have many. That's good. He's giving his options open right
Honestly,
now.
I could be. It could be anyone, and people will just relationship me up with them.
Right.
So since I
Can
love,
I take a picture with this man?
Okay.
since I believe in the imagination, I'm just going to leave that to anyone else. Like,
That's nice. And here's the other thing that, you know, Apache is in music and Mandip is an actress. You're an artist.
Yeah.
And so when you had to go and tell your parents that you wanted to be an artist and you wanted to do that in not in the singing or acting form, but, you know, being a painter and an illustrator, were they quite supportive? Because that's not an industry that we have so many people, you know, representing us from
right.
Britain in the way you've just sort of like come out. You're one of the first.
No, I totally agree with you. And I'll be honest with you, at first it was kind of difficult to explain the difference between illustration and architecture. You know, my parents knew architecture. Yeah, architecture is great. It was only up until my degree show, my parents came and actually saw what I was doing. And it's not just that I was producing artwork, I was actually reading about illustration. I was reading my favorite illustrators. And I think that kind of made my parents realize that, well, this guy's actually very passionate about what he does. And, you know, I'm very fortunate enough to know my parents are very, very supportive, and I'm very thankful for that. Yeah.
Now, what would you say to anyone who's watching BritAsia TV right now and, you know, is living away in the fairies and their parents are like holding, they're constantly, you know, drawing on the walls, drawing all the time, but there's no career for them? What would you say to them?
Honestly, it's the same thing I used to think. Like, it's because of my mom, I actually started something called Inkquisitive. I never believed in my artwork or anything, you know. But I think consistency is the biggest thing, you know. Consistency and continually using social media is such a benefit, man. Like, I mean, I'm sitting right here because of that, you know. Social media plays such a big part in my life, and, you know, it does get to you sometimes. You get these creative blocks, you get these moments where you feel like, you know, it's not going. But honestly, consistency, and that's what's energizing me right now.
Now, we live in a world where the world has gone a lot smaller. Instagram, we've got YouTube, we've got this channel internationally. This show is going to be shown across the world. So you are a British artist, and yet we haven't seen an exhibition in Britain, but you've sold out across the world. You went to New York, you went to Canada, you went across South America. So when are we going to see Ink do his, you know, stuff here in the United Kingdom and have a gallery tour?
Well, it's probably going to be exclusive on the show today.
Nice.
But I'm actually planning to do a London, Birmingham, Manchester show in 2015.
Wow.
And I think it's about time before I get beaten up by some Brits, because I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I've not done anything at home, but I've been saving it. It's going to be the best thing for me and hopefully for everyone else.
It's going to be better than what everyone's seen in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. I've got some great
LA.
concepts. I've got some wonderful art pieces I've been working on since April, and it's all for next year.
So what is your Instagram and your Twitter address if everybody wants to follow you and see some of your work and your art, and even buy it? You're selling it now as well, right?
100%. The website's up now. It's Inkquisitive, but there's a K in there, so INKQUISITIVE.
And that's across all of the social networks?
Everywhere.
That is one. What long name.
Yeah.
It's a great name, right? It's a long name.
Yeah. Well, my mum gave it to me. You know, I use inks. Inks are my favorite things to use, and my artwork poses questions, so inquisitive. Another word for inquisitive without the K is to pose questions. So put the two
Connect it all
together.
together. Mandip, are you on Twitter, Facebook? Are you allowed to tweet back because of what's happening at Hollyoak?
Oh yeah, I just want to tell you secrets.
Go on.
Mandip Gill.
Mandip Gill.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're the Don. Everyone knows who you are. But if they wanted to follow you, get more closer to you on Instagram, on Twitter, do you have a handle? Can you help your dad?
Treat. How do we treat you, Patrick?
He's like, what is that? And my son does it.
I'm actually not a big fan of the whole Twitter, but I am on Twitter.
You are?
Apache Don Roger, but we have a music academy. Follow me at the music academy, at AIM Music Academy.
Right, we're going to go straight to a break. We'll be right back with Apache, with Mandip, and with Ink, where we're going to have a quick fire round, plus Apache's going to be performing just for you.